All right, Calgary, what's going on? I see some of you there. I can see your comments over here. Oh, beautiful. All right, and again, if anyone in my band is watching, share this to our page because I'm too dumb to do it. I didn't even realize that song that the first lyric is "I never leave the house." That is topical as fuck. I didn't even think about it till I sung it on that take, and I was just like, that's exactly what we're all hopefully doing. So I don't know if you guys like followed the Matchstick Skeletons the last week or so, but essentially I live in Los Angeles now, but in pandemic times having 18 million neighbors is like a horrible fucking idea. So basically I took our band's RV, I went into the middle of Joshua Tree, and I just like recorded music and filmed a bunch of shit and slightly lost my mind. And it was just me and my dog, and it's been really nice. And I haven't talked to a human being in like 2 weeks. It's a long time. Well, not in the flesh. I'm talking to you now, but like, fucking, it's a whole different thing, man. So I hope you guys are staying safe. I hope you're staying inside, unless you're one of those beautiful people who works in medicine or who drives trucks or who works in grocery stores. Those poor fucking people who work in grocery stores are goddamn superheroes. Yeah, it's just like, who would have thunk it, man? Those people need a raise. Because they're the only ones working. The only ones. Okay, so that was a Head of the Herd tune off the second record, which is called By This Time Tomorrow. And is one that's produced by Garth Richardson, which is pretty fun because he's a dude, he produced the first Rage Against the Machine record and Chili Pepper stuff, and like working with him is hilarious because you walk by on the wall, you see those like double platinum Rage records everywhere, every day you walk in. And so the stakes are very, very high at all times. And there was one day we were doing this song called Breathe Me Baby, which is like a slow, super sad bastard music, like miserable murder ballad type thing. And I was singing it, and I was over singing it, and he didn't like it at all, which was the right answer because it wasn't good. And he told me, he's like, okay, what you gotta do, we're done with this for today. You gotta go home. I want you to get as drunk as possible. I want you to smoke as many cigarettes as possible. And in the morning, don't have a glass of water. Don't talk to anyone. Don't say a word. Come here, drive to the studio, and get in the booth, and we will push record. So I do what I'm told. So we got real fucked up. And the next morning, got to the studio, went in there, and just croaked out the most miserable, painful sounding and feeling version of that song we'd ever done. And I love it. I love it. And it never would have been there if he wasn't pushing me around. And if you know Garth, you know, one, he's a funny motherfucker, and two, he's got a real like solid stutter. Like all his platinum records say "Good Garth" on them. And when I did that take, he went on the microphone. He's like, "Newman, that was great." And I'm like, "Thanks, man." He's like, "I only meant to say 2 of those." So this one goes out to Uncle G. Fuck it. Met her underneath the overpass. Rain was too loud to hear her steps. She kicks me like she always did. Felt like myself, but still a kid. So breathe me, baby, and blood you'd say is my slow exhale of life today. I know you love me, but it's just too late. So breathe me, baby. Her father was a preacher, her mama was a whore. I drove us off a cliff, she still said I was a bore. Now upside down and broken glass, bodies pressed on mine at last. Foot still hammered on the gas, she finally said she'd had a blast. So breathe me life today. I know you love me, but it's just too late. So breathe me, baby. She woke up and took all of her things from out my desk. Found the bags of clothes and photos and all the rest. She picked up my 12 gauge and put it to her chest. I woke to only a note. She laid herself to rest. So I breathe my baby. That blood I taste is her slow exhale of life today. You know I love you, but it's just too late. So I breathe my baby. So I breathe my baby. So I breathe my baby. This song's miserable. I haven't sung that in a while. Cool. All right. Yeah, so I don't know how many of you guys, like, I don't know if you were like, if you knew of Head of the Herd through CJAY or if you know the Magic Skeletons. But JD, who does the morning show, when JD and Jesse, they're the ones like presenting this whole isolation concert series, right? And so I remember when I first met JD and he was talking about like just being from Calgary, how weird it is that he's on that station that he listened to growing up. And for me, it's the same thing. It's like I've been on a lot of radio stations, but this is the only one that I like spent my whole childhood headbanging in the car to. And like, I remember one time I was leaving, I went to Central, and I was leaving with my brother, and he was driving like my brother, so like, we were probably up on two wheels, I don't know. And we got pulled over, and the cop took forever. Like, he took Walsh's license, and he sat in the car, and he just took so long that we were just like, all right, whatever. And we just turned on the radio, and we were just like headbanging to Rage Against the Machine for like 30 to 40 minutes while we waited for this dude to give him a ticket, which he deserved. And I assume he paid. Walsh, if you're watching and you didn't pay, someone tagged the Calgary police and double the fine. Okay, I want to sing a Tom Petty song. It's one I've never actually played before, so I'm hoping I don't fuck it up. But if I do, whatever, it's internet, it's just permanently there forever, so that's okay. But yeah, basically JD's been a really good dude to me for a long time, and Jesse too, so I'm pretty pumped. I wouldn't do this for a whole lot of stations, but I'm happy to do it for this one. She don't care about time. Time gets in her way. Frozen to wind. Days roll into days. She's got nothing to hide, but she hides it so well. Keeps broken dreams to fix up and sell. Is damaged by love. Damaged by love. So young. Damaged by love. There's rain on the road, and the faithful have gone. That song's miserable too. I picked a lot of sad songs. I don't know any happy songs. That's the truth of it. I took all the major chords off my guitar because I don't like playing them. Did you guys ever see Tom Petty? If so, comment where. Because I saw him at Holy Play Some Joe Exotic. Yes. I saw him play at Safeco Field in Seattle, like on the last tour, like the one he died at the end of. And it was just one of the greatest things I've ever seen, man. I've been waiting to see him since I was a kid. And I just figured like one of those ones that you build up too much and there's just like no way it could be what you want it to be. And it was that. It was more. It was great. I had an obstructed view seat. I didn't give a shit. It was fucking awesome, man. I love that dude. And it's nice like playing these songs. It just makes it hurt a little bit less. Because it's just not a dude I thought I'd ever live in a world without Tom Petty making songs, which is stupid. Of course, that was probably going to happen unless I like fell off a cliff or something. But when it happened, it hit me hard, man. Yeah. Okay, time for happy song?
No.
In case you're just tuning in, this is JD and Jesse's self-isolation concert series, which is a great way to actually like play music for people when you're not allowed to leave your house. Because again, I was living in an RV in the desert, just like absolute Walter White situation, middle of nowhere. I did learn how to cook meth, so I made no money, but it was a really nice time. But then I ran out of food and water, so I went to Palm Springs, and that's where I'm holding up until this thing blows over. Okay, well, I'm gonna play you a Matchstick Skeleton song. I don't know where you're coming from. They just said I had to go. You stayed until the fall was over. Then you said I'm already down. I can't get down. 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 No, I took you as my one and only. I took you as the only one. Is it enough for you? Is it enough for you? I didn't think so. I felt you slip through my eyes into my skull and found my heart. I stayed until the fall was over. Then you said I'm already out. I can't get out. I'm already out. I can't get out. I'm already out. I can't get out. I'm already yours. I can't be yours more. I took you as my one and only. I took you as the only one. Is it enough for you? Is it enough for you? I didn't think so. Don't listen to what I'm told. Let's see it comes from out your mouth. I stayed until the war was over. Then you said, I'm already down, I can't get down. 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 No, I took you as my one and only. I took you as the only one. Said enough for you. Said enough for you. I didn't think so. Cool. So yeah, we put out an EP called The Know How, and that's one of the songs on it. And we have like vinyl, like just like singles, like 45s, and that's the B-side on it. And I love that song. This is a weird band. Basically, like end of 2015, I had to put a bullet in the head of the herd, and Maddie and I wanted to start something, and we didn't want to just do it for the sake of doing it. So we basically like just worked in secret on it for like a year and a half until we were like, oh, this is actually good. We should probably do something with this. And it was kind of when Told You So showed up in all the songs, and Already Down showed up in all the songs. We're like, okay, this is worth like giving a life to again. And it was just a heavy thing, man, to start from scratch. And in between those two, I just like locked myself in a dark room and made really freaky electronic music for a while, which was very fun. But I'm very glad to have a guitar in my hand and actually be in a band, because that's what I love, man. Being in a band is like the best. It's the best. It's the most incredible privilege in the world, being an artist and getting to sing for people, write songs that mean something to people. It's hard to explain. And I was thinking, like, last night I was just like, okay, what? I have so much like music history in Calgary, like every formative thing that ever happened to me in music happened there, right? And it's like, so I lived in Strathcona growing up, where like the top of the street was just like a farm. Someone had a zipper ride. I don't know who they were or why they had it, but they had one. It's just like cows and horses and shit. And my buddy Wes lived on the same street, and so we had a band with a great name called Shades of Grey. It's a bad name, but it was pretty fun. And we did that for a really long time. And we played like every venue, underage, illegally, with fake IDs. Whatever we had to do to play, we would just like find a way to play it. So I don't know if you guys remember like Sambuca Lounge. Like who would name a bar after like the worst drink? And we played like the Polish Combatants Hall. I had a broken arm that I broke like less than 24 hours before that gig. So I'm in a cast like popping painkillers at like 14 trying to make it through this gig. And it was really fun. I remember one time we were playing the Tequila, and we were like the pre-show for a foam party. And so you could tell the people who like were there to see rock and roll, and then the foam party people who just came a little bit early, because they're sitting there in like neon bikinis, just like, why the fuck am I, what are you doing on stage? And that became Republic. And then my first like big proper tour was with like the Glorious Sons in like 13, and we played Republic. And then they went on to like take over the fucking planet, which is really cool. And I got to go tour with them in the States for a couple weeks, like a month ago. Before all this whole quarantine thing happened, they canceled their tour, which is a bummer. But I'm so glad that we got to play again, because I just love those dudes, and it was really fun. All right, I'm trying to read these comments. Oh, there you go. Shots on goal, SOG, yeah, bud. Okay, I'm gonna play you Oh, Jesse, Tom Petty in Toronto. Dude, it's crazy. Seeing that man live, like, because those songs are so just like ingrained in your head, man. And like, even people who would say like, I'm a Tom Petty fan, you go to that show and you sure as fuck are gonna leave as one, and you'll realize you can sing every single song just from like the bottom of your guts, man. It's the best thing. That's just like, yeah, I miss that dude. Okay, I'm gonna play you something miserable. It's fun miserable, if that exists. I was 5 and... Oh, we need this thing on. Hang on. Hello. Yeah, this fucking amplifier's terrible, but that's why it's so good. It sounds terrible. I'm starting it. I'll start from the verse. I was 5 and he was 6. We rode on horses made of sticks. He wore black and I wore white. He would always win the fight. Bang, bang. He shot me down, bang, bang. I hit the ground, bang, bang. That awful sound, bang, bang. My baby shot me down. Seasons came and changed the time. When I grew up I called him mine. He would always laugh and say, remember when we used to play. Bang, bang. He shot me down, bang, bang. I hit the ground, bang, bang. That awful sound, bang, bang. My baby shot me down. Music played and people sang. Just for me the church bells rang. Now he's gone, I don't know why. To this day sometimes I cry. Didn't even say goodbye. Didn't take the time to lie. Bang, bang. He shot me down, bang, bang. I hit the ground, bang, bang. That awful sound, bang, bang. My baby shot me down. That brighten your fucking day? No, it didn't. But sad songs make me happy. That's how I've always found it. Is like, if a song is trying to make me happy, it makes me so goddamn angry. And if a song is just like, honestly miserable, it delights me. Because I'm broken inside. Okay, I'm trying to read some of these comments. Oh, someone talking about Finger 11. Okay, first time I ever crowd surfed, despite all parental advice not to. I'm sure they're not watching. They're watching. Was at Mac Hall, like the ballroom, like the upstairs one. And I crowd surfed at this Finger 11 show, and it was just like, it was so fucking fun, man. My friend Chris, who was a drummer in Shades of Grey, he like loved that band. So he got me big into him. And then like fast forward, whatever, a lot of years, and I'm working in Toronto, and they're producing a record, so we're like writing songs together, and they are like, without a doubt, my favorite people I've ever met in the music industry in terms of like, they're just like honest, good, lovely, hilarious fucking people. And so yeah, we made a record together, we toured together, and when we made that record, like just to point out just like how like lovely Rick, big beardy long hair dude is. Like I was sick, I was so sick, I couldn't even sing, like I could barely talk. And we were trying to do vocals, and like my voice is fucked up usually, which kind of works sometimes, but like I couldn't make sounds, so it was really bad. And he convinced essentially his like management who owned the studio to let us not pay for a day, so I could just like sleep and rest up, and get better. And we had like no money to do this. We were making a record we couldn't afford in the first place, and just like we didn't know each other, man. And he was like, I stayed at his house. He doesn't know me, and his wife Amanda is so lovely, and like, yeah, man, they're just good people, man. And I was thinking, someone was telling me to bring up when I was 15, I was just getting like super into music. I had this like stupid long blonde hair that my brother was about to dye black and not wear the gloves, so he dyed his hands. And I went to Stampede to watch Treble Charger play because, I don't know, I was 14 and 14-year-olds love Treble Charger. And they went in the middle of that song, they were just like, hey, who knows how to play a song on guitar? And I was like, I kind of do, so I put up my hand, crowd surfed me to the front, and I got to play with them. And they handed me a Gibson SG, they put it on me. It's like I never thought I'd touch that guitar. They were so cool, they were so expensive, they were so scary. And I got to like play at the Coke stage when I was way too young to not even know what it was. And I always think like that flipped the switch in my brain where I was just like, that's the funnest thing a human being could ever do. I need to fucking do that for as long as I can. And I've been trying since. I'm still here. Okay, I'm gonna play another Skeleton song. My computer died, so I'm getting harder to read these comments. I can see it. Someone will let me know if it's really important. Okay. This song is the last song off the Matchstick Skeletons EP. And it's one of our favorites to sing live. And it makes me sad to sing it without Ryan and Cole because they're such wonderful singers, and we do the barbershop thing with this song. But in the end, it's like, it's about the melody and it's about the words. And this is a song actually, Jasmine from Mother Mother, who I did that By This Time Tomorrow song with, she sung on I'm the Dog on the record. And so did Crystal DeSantos, both amazing women. And they're just like two of my favorite singers. I can't believe that they sung on my record. It makes me real happy, man. All right, let's just do some fucking around here for a second. when the drinks stop pouring for you, and I'm the dog on the tape, sitting with no drop and stay. If I do run away, it'll be forever. Pocket in case you change your mind. Say you'll be mine, yeah. I kept that ring in my pocket in case you change your mind. Say you'll be mine, yeah. You never take away. I'm going the weight is slowing. The drinks stop pouring for you, and I'm the dog on the tape, sitting with no drop and stay. If I do run away, it'll be forever. All these guitar pedals that don't make any sense to use in times like this, but I kind of feel like I have to. Okay, you're probably getting sick of me. I think I might do one more. I'm reading your comments. Just give me a sec here. That better be vodka. You know it. Well, I was actually thinking about, I assume it still exists, a liquor store on like 17th and 37th that Wes Mack, the country musician, and I used to hang outside of, both with long hair, like asking people to buy us booze for a long time, until my older brother, let me steal his, and then I used that, and all of my friends used that. All of my friends who looked nothing like him, tall, short, white, Asian, it didn't matter, they were all him for a long time, until that dude wised up, took it from me. And then my brother went back and said, hey man, my little brother, he's a little shit, he stole my ID, can I have it back? And they handed it back to him. And then he handed it back to me. This is how this cycle of crime continues. And one guy ripped us off. Oh, he ripped us off so bad, he took all our money. And that was actually at the Superstore in West Hills, which my friend runs now. So check the records from like 2004. That's why we showed up at that party drive, sorry. All right, I'm gonna play my favorite Beatles song. It's a Harrison song. And Frank Sinatra said it was the greatest love song ever written. And that is kind of all you need to know. This has been fun though. I feel slightly less like I haven't seen a human in like 2 weeks. And hopefully you haven't too. Or you're quarantined with family and people you love and music. This is a time, people never think they have time to just like listen to music, like headphones on, eyes closed, just music, not on your fucking phone the whole time. This is the best, you will maybe never have this opportunity again. Put on a record with headphones and close your eyes. It'll change your entire perception of it. On that note, do you guys have like quarantine jams that you maybe didn't listen to before that are now like speaking to you right in the heart? If so, comment. Because for me, it was like PJ Harvey I never really listened to. And then since the apocalypse, I listened to it so loud every single day. And it has made the days much better. So check it out. Once again, this is Jesse and JD's self-isolation concert series, and I'm so pumped you guys did this and invited me to do it. When they invited me to do it, I've been texting with JD when he was like woke up for work, which was like whatever 4 in the morning, and I was just up at 4 in the morning. And then they called me at like 8 to confirm the details, and I obviously was like not a human being, but pretended to be. I was like, yeah, no, I'm up. I wasn't, not even a little bit. But we clearly got the details because I'm on your Facebook, so it worked. All right, I'm gonna shut the fuck up. But I love this song. I seriously love this song. Something in the way she moves attracts me like no other lover. Something in the way she moves me. Don't wanna leave her now. You know I believe in how. Somewhere in a smile, she knows that I don't need no other lover. Something in the style that shows me don't wanna leave her now. No, I believe in how. You're asking me will my love grow? I don't know. Stick around and it may show. I don't know. Something in the way she knows. And all I have to do is think of her. Something in the things she shows me. I don't wanna leave her now. No, I believe in how. Alright guys, thank you. Stay safe, stay inside, wash your fucking hands, and be nice to people. But more than ever, it's easy to be mean to people, but you need to be nice to people. And that goes for me too. Alright, I'm gonna try to figure out how to turn this thing on. That's gonna be embarrassing. Watch. Lighting change.